And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, October the 20th, 2018. It is Season 12, Episode 38. I'm Scott.
I'm RJ.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome to the show, everybody. If you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. 334-272-9228. You can check out InGameChat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at InGameChat. You can also find us on Facebook there as well. And you can email us, everyone at InGameChat.net. Streaming right now on Twitch. Go to twitch.tv and you'll be able to search in the bar there, In-Game Chat, and you'll be able to find us and watch us live while we broadcast. You can join in the chat room with everybody that's hanging out in there live while we broadcast as well. Oh, let me do this.
Click, click.
The click, click. I have to do the click, click. Every time we have to do the click, click. Click! And it's done. And then we're done. We don't have to click, click anymore.
Is it click or clap?
It's not called a clap. I call it a clapboard, but I don't think it's actually called a clapboard.
I thought it was called a clapboard.
It could be. I swear there's another name for it, though.
The doobly-doo.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's ours.
Yeah. Don't care. So, I woke up this morning feeling like something was going wrong in my body.
Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun?
No, I didn't get a gun.
Got myself that's Sopranos.
I woke up this morning, got myself a swig of Alka-Seltzer Cold.
I was about to say, you got a swig of something doped up, didn't you?
Alka-Seltzer Cold. I took some medication stuff. I didn't feel bad, but I felt like, something's creeping in here, feeling achy and stuff. And that was this morning.
It's called age.
It's not called age, yeah.
Well.
Oh, finished level 40.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I dinged.
I dinged earlier, and yes, it's called age.
Now, you dinged, though. What age did you ding?
43.
43 ding. That was on Monday?
Yes.
Yeah. You dinged on Monday. I dinged on Thursday.
Yes.
And then I woke up this morning, and I was like, well, now I feel 40 because I'm feeling miserable.
Man, it caught up to me quick when I dinged a 40.
This is something that came in because the morning show guys, Rich, who sits there, and Greg sits here, they were having some issues, not feeling too well, and I think it's spilled over into me now.
Well, thanks, guys.
I was feeling okay. I woke up this morning fine, but I was like, I'm feeling kind of achy, and I woke up dry. Massively, just completely dry, and and so I've been okay, and then I've been here for a while, and things are just going downhill. It's been going downhill for a while, but it went downhill this morning, so I am not at 100%.
Well, they say it's all downhill from here.
Yeah. So anyway,
cheery moment brought by RJ.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
I got a pinball cake. That was kind of nice.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
What was it, like a generic pinball cake, or was it like a specific table?
No, it's a part of a pinball. I believe they're called bumpers. Usually they're in a set of, no, those are flippers.
Bumpers are the round things that bounce, though?
Blumpers. Bumpers are usually set in a group of 3.
Yeah, so it could bounce between.
In a triangular pattern that are usually at the top of the playing field normally. Sometimes they're off onto the side in a different section. Sometimes a ramp leads into them, stuff like that. Sometimes there's multiple sets on a board, but they're the ones that when you hit them, you get a score, usually around 50 points each or something like that.
Typically, is it like a rubber band around the middle that like flexes that way it knows when the ball hits it?
That not the case on the bumpers.
Okay.
If you're thinking of, and I can't remember the names of them.
It was something like that sort of when the ball hits it, kind of like indents a little. So
Towards the drain of almost every board, there are two.
It's like a triangular shaped thing. You're thinking of the rubber band that pops out.
No.
I think there's another shape like that does.
That's you're describing what I was describing, and the mechanism that you're talking about is in those that we're talking about.
Okay.
Bumper pegs, whatever they're called, they use. You should go look it up online because I saw it earlier, either this week or last week. There was a slow motion, just a slow motion view of a pinball hitting the bumper and how it reacts and what it does.
Yeah, because I'm curious what causes it to register a hit.
It is there's like a thing on the bottom, I think, of the bumper, or maybe it's midway, that hits and releases and pops up every time it gets hit. It releases a thing, pops up.
I would love to
I'd have to look at that.
See, I would love to see like a YouTube series about like the mechanics of
a pinball
machine and everything. I think that would be a fascinating. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. I just never really thought to look about it until now.
See if I can find that slow motion pinball bumper.
Yeah, the mechanics of actual pinball, because unlike other games like video games and stuff, which are digital ones and zeros, having a mechanical and a physical,
the mechanism that you were talking about with the rubber band, those are called slingshots. Okay. Yeah. The thing that had the cake that was the part of the table I was talking about are called pop bumpers.
Oh, thanks, AC Wraith.
Yeah, there's a sensor on the bottom. When touched, a slanted piece of the top comes down and forces the ball outward. That's what I saw. I remember watching a slow motion view of it, and I was fascinated by it.
Yeah. I mean, they are an interesting piece of engineering and machinery.
There we go. I will send that. I'm going to put this video in the chat room. See, this is the thing. If you're in the chat room, you can see all this stuff that we talk about and post. Because I'm posting a video, so you can see. And is that the same one that he? Yeah, mine's from let's see, the Getaway High Speed to Pinball Repair pop bumpers, and it's a slow motion of them actually doing it. So yeah, it hits a trigger on the ground, which causes a disc from the top to come down, which will hit the ball and slide it back out
into another direction. That's fascinating.
Yep.
I mean, how would you like to have met the person that came up with these, mechanics and just talk
you
to
go back
engineers?
far enough, and all a pinball machine is one big Rube Goldberg mechanism.
Yeah,
it's got to hit this in order to trigger all these different things. Mm-hmm. And so when a ball would land into a drain or something like that, it's going to hit a lever that's going to switch and pull up another ball into the thing and slot. Just all over the place.
Fascinating machinery.
It really is. It really is. Love pinball. So and I love that cake.
Was it tasty?
It's very tasty. It says 40. It said 40. I got a picture of it. 40 points when lit, and so it was. Right. Yeah, it was really.
Was it like red velvet or chocolate?
This is vanilla. This is vanilla. Here, I'll bring it up on ye old phone.
Ye old phone. What I did. Oh, that's nice.
See, yeah, really nice. And there is a little pinball there.
Okay.
There as well. I'll show it right here. Little pinball.
I think I went and got Mexican here.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Let me show everybody.
Yeah, I had a margarita. That was my big.
That was your birthday celebration, having a margarita?
Yeah.
Mine was I had pot roast that night, but work took me out and we had pizza, and that was nice, and a cake. So I had 2 cakes, and then last night I went out and visited family, and the family that got me this shirt, which was great.
Did you get the flamingo? Did you get the flamingos?
I didn't get the thing in the yards and stuff. Apparently, the whole lordy so and so's 40 is just not a thing that's done anymore.
Thank goodness.
I think it may be done for 50 or 60,
no,
but it's not done for 40 anymore.
40 is the new 30.
Yeah,
I think 50 they start putting tombstones out there, or
Crows?
Grim Reapers, one of the two.
Yeah,
it was like Grim Reapers or tombstones on one of them.
But my aunt made me a great dinner that I brought most of it back home, and also made me a cake. So, I mean, it's...
Cake all around.
My house is stocked for food. I am good. I am good for the remainder of the week as far as being able to eat set. So, didn't get anything... I mean, this is about the only thing I got gaming related, which would be this this shirt. So, which is fine because I'm not really, if I'm doing anything gaming related, it's going to be for Black Friday. And if there was any other than Red Dead Redemption 2, that's it.
Yeah,
it comes out this week.
Friday
of this week, I believe.
Yep, the 26th.
That is correct.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think we mentioned it last time. I think a trend is starting. The big AAA titles are coming out on
Fridays,
and the rest of the bunch is coming out on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, it depends. It all depends. Again, the whole situation with Friday releases is the fact that they can get worldwide. Mm-hmm. So when they release it, it's not just releasing Tuesday here in the States. It's releasing
day and date with everywhere.
Right. Because they can't release Tuesday overseas or anything like that. It has to be on Fridays.
Or so either we get it early or we get it late.
No, either we get it early or we get it with everybody else.
Yeah.
Not late.
Oh, yeah.
If getting it late would mean that everybody else got it and then we do.
We get it the next.
But did you know that some stores will be getting it late? Independent game shops.
Really?
Yeah. This guy in Pennsylvania spent over $3,300 adorning his small local chain of video game stores with billboards, flyers, posters, and other displays touting the anticipated release of Red Dead Redemption 2. It was at the store's own expense. But he figured that the advertising dollars would convert to sales of the upcoming game. However, a couple of weeks ago, he says that his distributor had some bad news. He would not be getting the game on time for its release. Across the country, other local game stores were hearing the same thing. According to local game stores and distributors, mom-and-pop gaming outlets may not be receiving the most anticipated game of the year on October 26th, the day of its release. To get on the hype, these customers will likely download the game or pick it up from retailers.
Yeah, elsewhere. When do they expect to get it?
While a few stores have said that they might be able to get Xbox One copies on time in general, local stores will be cut out of the first week of Red Dead Redemption 2 sales, which will choke their earnings for the game. The owner of these stores says, "I'm telling you, gamers don't like to wait.
Nope.
We have a very loyal customer base, but I don't think I'd want to wait for a week. It's ridiculous. They're going to download it or go elsewhere and buy it at a big box retailer."
I mean, I've already heard other people have gotten their hands on it, like I guess trial or press or whatever.
Yeah.
And the fact that other people have gotten to play it and stuff like that and have achievements already unlocked makes me like, I want that.
Yeah, there's sometimes I've booted up my PS4 and I'm looking at games and I'm like, hey, how are they playing this game?
Yeah, that's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
Even GameFly won't be getting the game on time.
Ooh.
Our supplier has indicated that we will not receive the game prior to its release date. At this time, we do not expect to ship PS4 discs before Wednesday, November the 7th.
What?
We understand Red Dead Redemption 2 is a very popular game and apologize for this delay. Neither Rockstar nor parent company Take-Two Interactive have responded to requests for comment. Let's see. Derek Holland, who owns a store in Colorado, isn't so sure. 5 days to a week is a long time to be controlling for leaks. I think if they were worried about street date, they could get it to us the 26th. I guess they're worried about breaking street date.
Yeah.
So... yeah.
That's terrible.
We've reached out to everybody who pre-ordered the game and told them the deal. A lot of them have been fine waiting the extra week to support our business and help us out. Good luck to them. I think they're probably lying to you. Depends. If you've already got their money, then they'll just spend it on something else if they can't get it back. Otherwise, who knows?
Oh, wow. Lethal Migraine said that he got Mastery level 17 in Sniper Assassin for the new for Hitman 2.
I still can play that.
Oh, man, it's a lot of fun. Man. Good on you, Lethal.
I thought that was interesting about Red Dead Redemption 2. Not getting any kind of local stuff coming up. Hey, I want to mention our sponsors, Quality Comics. They've got a store on eBay. You can check that out. But they're located right here in Montgomery at 500 Eastern Boulevard. You can call them at 272-1787. Or you can just go online, qualitycomics.com. It's comics with an X, C-O-M-I-X. And you can also find them on Facebook at Montgomery Quality Comics. Matt, you were over at the Gump City Con and said you saw them out there.
For anyone who's watching us on the stream, notice my snazzy outfit. I didn't have enough time to change, and I just figured, I was threatened about...
Sure you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to show it off. Come on.
I threatened about how I'm going to do one of these episodes in one of my outfits in 501st, and so this is the one I could actually sit in. But yes, went to the Gump City Con here in Montgomery, down Crampton Bowl, and Quality Comics was there. Got to talk to Lee a little bit and everything, see the stuff they had. A pretty good, selection of comics, and they have some Funko Pops and everything. The thing that, oh my gosh, he's going to sink my money. He's going to just open up my wallet and just give it to him. I've always wanted to get into the X-Wing game that has the little mini ships. It's I think it's X-Wing Armada is the name of it. But
you're talking about the tabletop type stuff.
Tabletop game. Yeah. And they have different Star Wars ships.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can paint them.
Oh no, they're already
they're already done?
Yeah, all pre-done, and they look beautiful. And he had the YT 2400, which is the Outrider from Shadows of the Empire. He had a whole bunch of different ones, Millennium Falcon, and all these ships. And I love the ships of Star Wars. And I'm I don't care that I don't have anyone to play with. I would just collect them all just to have them in my house.
Something's been bugging me.
What's been bugging
you? The whole, is it Millennium Falcon?
Or
Millennium Falcon. Which one is it?
Is it Han?
And why?
Is it Han or Han? Depends on who's saying it.
I've only ever known it as Han.
Unless you're Lando Calrissian, which calls him Han.
Huh.
Leia or Leia? It's been said both ways.
Yeah, I would say Leia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just, if we're going to do word association.
Yeah.
First, just right off the top of my head with the names.
Princess Leia.
Leia.
But, they've also said Princess Leia. But, I mean, Millennium Falcon, Falcon,
I mean...
Potato, I guess.
Do you call the bird a falcon or a falcon?
I call it a falcon.
Yeah.
I've always said falcon.
Yeah.
So then why falcon?
That's just sometimes how it
For
is.
you?
Yeah.
Why falcon for you?
I don't know. Never really thought about it.
Curious.
The big one online about a year or so ago with the people at Star Wars was how do you spell out AT-AT?
Yeah. Is it AT-AT or AT-AT?
I say AT-AT.
I do too.
Because, number one, going back to the old Kenner toy line, the commercials back in the day, they said AT-AT. You can buy the new Kenner AT-AT. And I'm like, okay. But I've heard, some of the people actually at StarWars.com say AT-AT because they don't have, things that are not anagrams, acronyms and everything. And I'm like, but they do because it's a TIE fighter, not a TIE fighter.
True.
Because it's twin ion engine. But you always call it a TIE fighter. So AT-AT would go well along with that. But they're like, oh, you don't call it AT-AT, ATST. I'm like, well, true. That one is ATST, not a AT-AT. So, yeah, it's Star Wars.
Is it a GIF or a GIF?
Oh, no, it's not. That is definitely one and not the other.
Yeah, I know. I don't really care either way.
It's a GIF.
It's a GIF.
I don't care what the guy said who made it. He's wrong.
I know.
GIF is peanut butter. It's not graphic. It's a graphic.
It's not graphic.
Yes, it's not exactly random, man. It's not peanut butter. Because it's supposed to be graphic, interface.
I know.
That one gets me. It's like, no.
Was it graphical interface format? Something like that?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. Or maybe.
Yeah, but, he's like, oh, it's a GIF. I'm like, no, that's not. Disagree.
And I'm not even going to do the agree to disagree thing, because I totally agree.
He's just wrong.
It's a GIF.
Yes.
Anyway, we're going to take a break because my head's about to explode right now because I got some... I got...
Sinus?
Oh, God, it's right here. All of a sudden, I can't do... That's it. I can't... I'm good. Ah, yes. Here?
Nothing. You're gonna like
nothing.
Suffocate if you keep doing that.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh
God. Okay.
RJ, crunchy all the way.
Yeah. So we're going to take a break so I can get that mess cleared up. When we come back, we'll have more of in-game chat in just a moment.
Talk about what we played.
Yeah, we'll talk about what we played. You guys know what I played. It's not going to be any different.
Is it Destiny?
And Spider-Man, that's it.
Ooh, yeah.
Destiny and Spider-Man. And I didn't get any further in Spider-Man, I can tell you this. I finished off the bases.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the bases?
Yes.
Bases.
It's the. I say it's the bases. It's the construction sites with Fisk's men.
Yeah, those are bases.
I went and I finished those off, and now all I have to do is go. Finally, I mean, Aunt May has been waiting and waiting
Patiently.
and waiting. In fact, I did a side mission
She's
one time.
not getting any younger, you know.
Yeah, I know. I did a side mission that advanced the time
Okay.
into the nighttime, and so they even postponed this party for her because I did not show up that first day. And then they advanced the time back. So they are still waiting for me to show up
4
to this
days
party.
later.
Look, trust me when I tell you, it'll be there when you get there.
I
Yeah.
understand. I get
You'll
that.
be fine.
I know. Anyway, we'll be back with more of In-Game Chat in just a moment. We have all of our music based on horror games. Had a good time finding, an easier time finding some horror game music. Here's the difference. Last week, I found some music to some games that I was really curious about playing.
Mm-hmm.
This week, I just found some really good music. I have no interest in the games that they represent, but I enjoyed the music that I found. So this first one comes from a game called Decay the Mare, and the track is called Little Dream. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat in just a moment. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. I'll listen to this. So, can breathe again.
I like hearing the music better.
I agree. This is music.
What
from...
is that from?
This is a music. This is music from a game called Stories Untold.
Okay, that's it. Has a very 80s vibe to it.
Yeah, it's synthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The name of this track, Stories Untold.
Nice.
I know.
All right.
Goodness. Getting some burning in here. I did some. I did more than just the one squirt there. I did like, double shot.
You're not supposed to like take
Did
half the
double
bottle.
Did a double pump.
Yeah, it's good.
12 hours standard.
I think it's 12 hours.
Okay, you
So-
double pumped to 12. Okay, never.
I mean, it's
So it's
not-
good for 24 hours,
No,
right? That's
not
just
how-
math.
No, that's not how that works. Yeah.
That's just math.
Our music is brought to you by Quality Comics, located here in Montgomery on the Eastern Boulevard. Go see Brent, Jason, Lee. Well, actually, I think most of them are probably over at the convention.
Jason and Lee were at the convention.
Yeah, at the convention there. But the store is still open,
Yes.
so if you're not at the convention, you can go by the shop.
Or you can go to do both.
You can do both. 500 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're the South's largest vintage comic dealer, and you can get an idea of that at their website, qualitycomics.com. If you want to see all the other stuff, maybe it's not vintage comics you're looking for. Maybe it's just the regular batch. Maybe it's some
Magic cards.
collectibles, or not the vintage stuff, or sports cards, or magic cards.
Funko
Any
Pops.
kind of collectibles that
They
you
got
Funko
toys.
Pops, yeah. Check them out on their Facebook page, Montgomery Quality Comics.
So when I went to go see him the first time, I asked if like they had the new Spider-Ham figure because I'm a huge fan of Spider-Ham. Ever since back in the 80s when I had like some of their comics and everything, because like
Yeah.
Peter Porker, how could you not? And they just sold it out, and I sold out of their figure before I got there, and I'm like, no, Spider-Ham.
Hey, we're going to go over what we played.
Yes.
I told you I've done that, and I guess I'll jump into Destiny a little bit. Only for the fact
Before you
that,
do the Destiny, how many have you unlocked any more suits in Spider-Man? Or
I've locked the ability to craft some more suits,
okay,
but I haven't.
haven't crafted them.
I really haven't crafted them yet because I'm just so early in the game that I don't know if I'm going to need those tokens that I'm crafting them with for maybe some other upgrades before I really need. And I look at what the suit does, and I'm like, you know what? That little ability I have no desire to have.
Get everything you can in that game.
Yeah,
Tokens, backpacks, everything. Just get everything you can.
Yeah.
In there.
it's like a big collection fest.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're like a hoarder.
Yeah. And I'm sure I will. They just updated it with the New Game Plus mode.
Yes, I'll have to try that.
So,
I'm a fan of new game pluses.
yeah, that'll be nice to get everything. Platinum that trophy, I guess. Try to get the platinum
Yeah.
trophy on that thing. But for Destiny, Destiny. Bungie, you need to space out your stuff. It's not... Maybe there was a time... I don't think I ever complained. I'm sure people did. I don't remember ever complaining, boy, there's just not a whole lot to do in Destiny. Every week it would reset. I could do my weeklies in the span of just a few days. On my alts, again, just a few days to get them done. I was good. I could do my weeklies, and I could maybe run a raid if I wanted to, or sit back and just wait for the reset next week and, go about my life.
Same here.
Somebody at Bungie decided, there's just not a lot for them to do. Let's give them stuff to do. There's so much stuff to do.
And they sent that memo out to everybody, and everyone's like, here.
The update this week included Iron Banner for this week.
Oh, jeez.
They kicked off Festival of the Lost this week,
Yeah.
which comes with a campaign basically that you have to. That you don't have to do it, but it's there. Why not do it?
What do you get for it? That's the key thing.
You get a exotic auto rifle called the Horror Story.
Okay.
I think
Is
it's
it-
exotic. It may not be exotic. It drops though. It drops at 600.
Is it something like a origin story with the paint job?
I'd have to look. I don't know. I haven't really been.
It's a spooky rifle.
Well, you do. You have to go through the haunted forest in order
Okay.
to earn the stuff to buy the rifle. Yeah, the Infinite Forest is now the haunted forest, and I know it won't stay that way, but I wish it would because it's fantastic the way they've got it.
You could probably only get the horror story right now.
In the Festival of the Lost, which is going on for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
It's nice all these exotic weapons come out, and I prefer scout rifles more than anything else in the game. Scout rifles are my favorite weapon.
Scouts got a boost this week with their patch notes.
Mm-hmm.
They increased damage from scout rifles.
Oh,
So scout rifles are Scout rifles are good again. No, the Infinite Forest now is a 15-minute timer, and you just go as far as you can.
Okay.
You get to the next gate, you unlock it. It is here. Go ahead, keep going. Once you kill a certain percentage of enemies in the Haunted Forest, it takes you to a nightmare, which is a boss. Knock him out, and you advance to the next branch. And you can do this over and over again. If you get 7 branches, because Bungie loves their 7s, you'll get a triumph. But I think the most anybody has gotten to is 17 or 18 branches, which is amazing in a 15-minute time period. Mm-hmm. Because you have to kill a certain number of enemies per branch and defeat the boss at the end. Mm. So that's what the Infinite Forest is now. Yeah, random. It was either 17. I want to say they got to 17, and the guy was like, I think 18's doable, but you have got to really be good at it. Or it might have been to 18, and he said, I think 19 might be the max you can go. They were clearing levels. The way to do that is clear a level in less than a minute. Each level in quick. Less than a minute. It's very quick.
That's a perfect run with max efficiency.
Yeah. Well, you get a mask, and that's the only way you can go. I think you can go in the Infinite Forest without them. Or once you get into the Infinite Forest, you can switch your mask off. But you get a mask that comes with its own perks, and you pick one of the perks. And this perk will have branches from there on out. But it takes nightmare boss kills in order to build up enough to pick another perk from that branch.
Okay.
So you do that, and you can increase your damage output that you're doing inside the forest. So, yeah, it says you don't need a mask, but if you want to get all those perks and everything else, you're kind of upgrading the mask. So, I got a bat signal for my ghost today. Like whenever you pull out your ghost, it'll have a little emblem that pops up in light, and mine's bat. I got a bat. Nice. It's great. I got a spider web too, but I equipped the bat. So yeah, the Festival of Lost is there. There's just a lot of stuff to do in Bungie in Destiny 2 this week, and I have not really. I didn't play much. I didn't play any Thursday, and I didn't play any last night because I got home pretty late and I was still tired. And I woke up this morning. I wasn't feeling too great. I started some stuff on my alt this morning, but now I'm not feeling very great at all. So I might get some time in tonight. I'll probably run some Iron Banana tomorrow. But that's about it. And then Spider-Man, we know where we're at. I haven't gone to Aunt May's party, but that's the only thing now I have to do on my map is go to her party, trigger the next set of things that I can do in the city, and then, rinse and repeat. So that's my story. Who wants to go next? You brought a Steelbook in. We'll go with you, RJ.
Yeah, I finished off Dead Space 3. Finally finished off hardcore mode in that thing. So now I got the retro mode activated, which puts the nice little 8-bit filter on everything. Makes it really hard to target enemies from a distance, though, so that'd be more challenge.
It's just a block of pixels?
Yeah, it's just a block of pixels from a distance away, and you can't exactly target the limbs that are sticking out for you to take off with the thing. So, yeah, I finally got that done. Spent some time in the weapon crafting arena for that game, which was the really, for me, the real fun part of that game, seeing what I could
saw you playing it.
Yeah, what type of things I could put here and there and whatever, but in the end, it just ended up being something with a lot of ammo at the top and something that cleared space for me. So it was basically force gun, shotgun, and things of that nature. Making that up as I went along.
So like when the force gun for when you get crowded by like the little horde, like the little spider things,
when hordes
clear
come
them out,
or those enemies that don't take much damage. I mean, because the force gun, it gives you pushback, but it does very little to no damage.
Yeah.
So the best thing I could do with that was put stasis on every shot, so it will push you back and slow you down at the same time. So got the most I could out of that thing for crowd control, really.
Okay.
Outside of that, played a bit of Soul Calibur 6, which came out this past Friday. So I played the demo when it first came available about a month ago, I guess. Yeah, about a month ago this time. So I was getting some matches in with that, trying to get familiar with my main character of Siegfried. But now that the full game is out, I can look at the moves list and see what he is capable of in the game. A lot of new stuff I got to learn. I got to learn some things about the system. So I haven't had any online matches yet. I want to get a good feel for what my character could do now. And then after that, I'll start playing some matches online to see how well I hold up against the rest of the players out there. That's pretty much all I played this week.
Mm-hmm. And Matt, over to you now.
Elite Dangerousing with
right
with Kevin. He decided to smack the microphone.
I decided to smack the microphone. No, what did I read about this? Elite Dangerous is getting
ready for
chapter 4. Yeah,
Beyond, yes.
Kicks off. Is it this month?
Yes, supposedly.
When? Oh, they don't have a date yet. Just this month, sometime.
Soon. It's supposed Q4 is what they say, and they are doing a lot of changes to it, which I'm excited about. They're changing exploration. They're changing mining, which has really gotten me excited because.
Will you get more?
Huh?
Will you get more?
It's just well, yes, in a way, because like as it is now, you get your little mining lasers on your ship, and you go up to an asteroid or like a rock and stuff like that, and just like shoot it with the laser, and some stuff falls out, and that's it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of boring. Now with the new one, you could actually fracture asteroids, and if you go deeper, like in the deep space where the asteroids actually break up, it's more dangerous for your ship because you got now debris flying towards you.
Yeah.
But you get better rewards and better materials. So that's that risk-reward kind of thing. Do I just do a surface mine and get like the smaller stuff? Do I do a deeper mine and like actually like get some really things?
Okay, you say the debris is flying towards your ship. You don't have to be stationary while doing this asteroid split, do you? You can move around while
you can.
Okay,
but it's it's still like the video that I saw of it, just like the asteroid just breaking apart was like pretty cool.
Okay.
So, and they're changing some stuff with exploration, just some various, like, it's going to be a pretty good chunk of it, of an update. So I'm excited about it.
Okay.
So yeah, Kevin and I have been doing that, and he decided to stream, not that long, like I think it was like Wednesday night or something like that, and we got a couple of people following us, and one of the guys who was watching our stream, he was just like, hey, I just started this game, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, Elite Dangerous is notorious for that, where it basically opens up the galaxy for you and says, all right, have fun, bye. Yeah. And it's up to you to figure out what to do and how you want to do it.
Yeah, this is what I've heard that this is not one of those games that holds your hand.
Oh, not at all.
It's just get out there and go.
Not at all.
Play with it and see what happens.
So we talking with him, and I'm like, hey, join our games if you want. Got him on our Discord channel for IGC and stuff like that. And so
we tried to. I mean, you and I have the ability to invite people to our Discord.
I believe so. We don't have the ability to change the.
We have the ability to change stuff, but we have the ability to invite people to our Discord because I know me and Random were doing something, and he tried to invite somebody in to our Discord, and it would not.
Yeah.
We apparently have that thing locked down pretty tight.
I guess so.
As far as what people can do and when they can come in, what they can do while they're in there. So
yeah. But we're trying to take them, like Kevin and I are going to take them under our wing, to use a pun, and mentor them. Which
I'd like to open something up for things like that for your Elite Dangerous, so that they can see the Discord somewhere. I don't know where or when you send it or when Kevin sends it or anybody. They can send it, so they can come in and play Elite Dangerous in their own channel. And I'd love to do it as well for our clan in Destiny 2. Yeah. So I can put something up and say, here's our Discord. They can come in and
talk with us.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know I have no idea how to do any of that.
Me neither.
I'm just so glad I can breathe.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we're doing that because the thing, as much as it is just sort of an open, MMO, whatever, in a way that does not hold your hand, I like how the fan base, gets together and helps each other out. Where they have a group called the Fuel Rats, where if you're stranded, you could get on their Discord channel and you talk to them and say, hey, here's my coordinates, I'm out of fuel. And they will actually, it's people who just, they like to cosplay as the Fuel Rats, and they will send a ship out there, and you give them some money or some material, and they give you fuel. And I'm like, that's kind of neat. That that player interaction. Yeah. It's not an NPC. It's an actual person on the other end. Flying in and here, got your fuel. And they have it's kind of like the East India Trading Company, in a way that if you need materials for certain some of the missions, you get on there and you talk to them and you make up a deal. All right, I'll give you X number of materials if you give me this stuff, and then you meet and then you swap out and. So I kind of like that, feel of the camaraderie in that game.
Well, he's been waiting on hold for a while, and I apologize.
I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh, Assassin's. Well, we'll get back to that.
I'll get with that.
We're take Crawdad. He's been waiting for about 11 minutes.
Sorry, Crawdad.
Nope, that was my fault for not going to him as soon as you would tell. After RJ had done his thing there. Hey, Crawdad, what's up?
I always enjoy listening to you guys. I learn things.
Well, thank you.
What you were just describing sounded like Firefly. The show Firefly.
Oh yeah.
That's the first thing that came to mind. That's pretty neat that you can interact with other people and involve them in what. That's pretty cool. And RJ, were you talking about Magic earlier? Magic is that online now?
Magic? No.
We were talking about Magic on the fact that Quality Comics has Magic cards.
Yeah. Yes, this is why I called when you first took began advertising, had them as a sponsor. I wanted to call because every time you do this ad, I get this really sharp pang, like a big thorn right in the gut.
In your wallet?
Well, no, in the gut.
Oh?
Yeah, because when I was a little guy, my dad had comics, and he gave them to me, and those were from the 50s. And then
I feel like I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I had comics from the 60s, or the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
70s, because when I'd go out and rake leaves and cut grass, I'd run down the store and get the latest whichever came out.
Yes.
Good pair of things. I had a trunk full. Now, my nephew, this was back in the late 80s and early 90s. Mm-hmm. The reason I asked about Magic is because when he started playing Magic, he started collecting all those cards and playing Magic.
Right.
All right, so he got to be a little bit bigger, and I'd been trying to teach him about how things are worth something, particularly if you take care of them. So I thought he was a big enough fella, and I said, here, I'm giving you my comic book collection. Take care of this. This will be worth something. You can read them and look at them, enjoy them, but take care of them because they'll be worth something. One day you will appreciate that. All right, so he goes off into the Navy, goes around the world 3 times. He's back in town and visiting. I asked him, I said, where did you put all your comics while you were away? Not only does he not have a clue where his comic book collection went, he doesn't know where all his other stuff went either. He can't account for it. It's just like, Because I went to the comic site and I started looking up things, and I saw things that I had.
Yeah, and you saw some prices on this
exactly.
thing.
You start seeing the prices.
And I mean, it hurts. It hurts bad.
I'm that way with like some of the toys I had. They had some vendors at the Gump City Con, and I'm like looking at like the vintage toys, from the 70s, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and I'm like, look at all this stuff, and I'm like, I had so much of this. Yeah. And then I started seeing their price on how much they're charging for it. And I'm like, I lost that piece in the woods. I destroyed that one with a firecracker.
My biggest regret, toy-wise, I had Transformers Omega Supreme.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, had. Keyword, had. I think it's gone now. Yeah. So I know the feeling.
I can't tell you how many Major Masons we threw up in the air on parachute.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have fun. You're a kid. You play with the toys.
Joe's. I'm looking up on the shelf right now. I do see up on the shelf, I still have a G.I. Joe Footlocker.
Okay.
And it's the original from back in the 60s. And it still has a whole lot of G.I. Joe stuff in it. That's okay. I'm not going to give that to my nephew. I've learned my lesson. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. He's got 2 little girls now. I'm going to give him doll toys for little girls.
So, 60s G.I. Joe, that was like the Action Man line, if I'm not mistaken.
There was one.
The bigger ones?
Huh?
Those are the big ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, these were all the the ones that we had were all the big ones. And this was the thing, was the Wish catalog from Sears. That was the thing. That Wish catalog early, and man,
you started highlighting this one and that one and this one, and
started picking out what was going to be the thing, and the good old days. And but I was just trying to impart to my nephew. So anybody listening, if you think that you might have something in the top of your closet and you hadn't thought about it, take it out, dig it up, go over there to Quality Comics and let them take a look at it.
They'll do it. They will do it for you. I need to do that myself. I know where my comics are, so that's good. But there's a couple I need to get looked at and maybe get protected as well.
Yeah, when you put them in the sleeves. And I think I heard you say something about some of the the paper will turn depending on the age and such. That's not really
yellowing.
Not an issue. It's the overall quality, the condition.
Yeah.
If it's wrinkled, torn.
Yeah, what those little
folded.
things? Yeah, I think it's like the very tips of the corners where the pages are. If they're folded or turned or something like that. If they're like pristine shape.
My favorite thing I remember some of the Batman comics and Superman comics that I got from my dad. The cars and the vintage and how things changed over time. Just that alone is so nostalgic. Like I say, I get this sharp feeling every time you talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be talking about them again, Crawdad, in just when we get back from this next break. So,
thanks, guys.
Thanks for calling in.
Have a good one.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You said you had played Assassin's Creed or
Odyssey.
Yeah,
I get those. I always say the wrong.
Right,
yes, Odyssey.
I know.
I'm max level in that game is 50. I'm a 24. I just dinged today. I'm doing that thing again with the open world games where like the main mission to advance the game is telling me to go these two places, and I'm like, oh look, what's over here?
Did you do that with Spider-Man, or did you play the story? Okay.
I completed out like the districts and everything in Spider-Man where like if there was the bases, if there was like the side missions or any of that stuff, I was
but with
doing all that stuff.
With Spider-Man, if you want all the good stuff, you're going to have to skip the main mission for a good little while until you get what you want.
The neat thing about Assassin's Creed Odyssey is it levels up with you. So it's broken down into like I guess little districts around Greece or nation states or whatever in the ancient Greece, and they have like a sort of recommended level. You recommend that you be between level 20 and 23 when you go to this area because that's what the enemies will be.
Yeah.
So if you're if you're 15, it'll be a challenge and everything. But as you progress, the levels that you were like levels that were like 1 through 10 will progress with you. So it'll stay the base level. So if I would go to that one area that was 20 to 23, but I'm now level 30, it'll raise it up to where you're at. So I kind of like that. Yeah. It makes it challenging. And they have this new mercenary thing where, like, if you do enough bad things, they'll send mercenaries after you. And they'll have some good, sometimes they'll have some really good loot that you could take. But usually they show up at, like, the worst time.
Yeah.
When they're trying to be all sneaky and everything, and they're like they start coming in, and you're like, oh, now's not the time, dude.
I think of Dark Souls in the way they're if you do enough raiding and invading other people's worlds, you'll have folks who join that Way of the Blue or the Dark Moon group, and they just start going out hunting people who invade a lot. So so it feels like when you describe mercenaries, that's what it looks like.
And you could get more than just one. I think the most I've had at one time was about like 3 coming after me because I would just kept on stealing and assassinating people in front of others. If you do it where you could like
you were bold with it.
Yeah. Well, like I was going after a level like an area that's a restricted area within one of the cities, and so they had civilians just walking around, and once you get spotted, you're like, oh, I have to defend myself, so I'm taking this guy out, and that's raising my wanted level because the civilians see me attacking people, and then like more people started coming, so I had to defend myself against that. The more people started, it's like this escalation. Next thing I know, I have like all the the soldiers in the normal area plus 3 mercenaries coming after me, and I'm like, oh, I need to run.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying that game. It's ever since they changed the formula or the gameplay, like with Origin, I like this new direction of Assassin's Creed. I'm enjoying it. I was talking with like Kevin and everything about how he just I couldn't get into that series. I'm like, I understand, because after a while, like I never played Rogue, I didn't play Unity, I didn't beat Syndicate. After a while, it just got to be, ugh. But this is actually fun.
Yeah, I think I tried the original Assassin's Creed. It didn't pull me in, but I gave it a shot. I haven't tried anything else since then.
One is different than any of the other ones.
Yeah,
I will say that. Just in the gameplay and the feel. Would you agree?
One being, sorry, mic was off. Answer the phone. One being the difference.
The very first one.
Yeah, because again, you go. What was there was another thing that I was Maybe it was Odyssey. Maybe it was Odyssey that we were talking about, because I think it was Kurt last week when he called in, said that he had not played Origins, but he was playing Odyssey.
Okay.
And we said, okay, well, you're actually sitting pretty good because you're getting the best of... Yeah, they found out what worked and what didn't work with this new thing and built on top of it. So
I found out that the two developers actually were making the games kind of roughly at the same time, and where Odyssey was more role-play style, where as they developed it that way, where Origins was more action style. But they were talking to each other to see, what worked and stuff. And
going back to Assassin's Creed 1, when you play 2, it is such a big difference.
Yes.
Because they knew this is what works and this is what doesn't work, and they also introduced you to a wonderfully loved character.
Yes, a great protagonist
that they stuck with for his entire life.
Yes.
And so, starting with 2 is fantastic as far as Assassin's Creed. Is Assassin's Creed 1 different than Assassin's Creed? Massively. However, it is also the beginning of what would be a very, very good story being told in 2. 2 had great storytelling and great potential and great wonderful seeds were planted in 2, being built off the back of 1 as far as the story is concerned. So 1 and 2 to experience a story is great. However, they screwed it all up, so you don't get any kind of satisfactory payoff really in the overall story of Assassin's Creed. By the time you get to 3, they screwed everything
Is
up.
that the one I think you and James had major issues with? 3?
Yes.
Yeah, 3 is the one that, okay.
A lot of people did.
Oh, yeah, the bad one. That's the bad one.
3 is a bad one.
That's the worst of the bunch.
Well,
And
it's the start of the worst.
Yeah, I mean, it really started. Now, technical aspects screwed up some of the other ones in the later things. And
like
they kind of
Odyssey, Unity.
Unity. And they kind of brought that back around with Black Flag.
That was a great one.
Right, that was a nice little rejuvenation.
Yes.
But by then, though, they had already messed up their story. We had, you had expansions built off of Assassin's Creed 2 with Brotherhood and the other one, Brotherhood and
Revelations.
It was Revelations, yeah, Brotherhood and Revelations, and then Assassin's Creed 3 hit, and by then the story had gotten horribly out of the hands of the writers.
Yeah,
especially the original writer, because Patrice had been fired by Ubisoft. And so they went their own way with it, and it just kind of broke down. But the seeds that were planted in 2, built off the story of 1, were fantastic. It just does not have a payoff. So I don't necessarily know that it's good for you to go back to, but especially story-wise. But you can really see the difference in mechanics playing 1 and playing 2. And 2 set a precedent from there on through probably up until Origins, I would say.
Yeah.
As to how these are going to start working now and how this is all working and how this is going to be set and how it's all introduced and just it's set the pattern for what they would
kind
use.
Of cookie cutter.
Well, it became not necessarily the litmus, but it became the
mold.
Yeah, it became the mold which everybody else built off of.
The standard, really.
Yeah, it became the standard, and then you go from there. And then for forever and a day, you have new open world game, go to the towers and unlock the towers. New open world game, well, here's an escort mission. Here's a trailing mission. Hate those.
Yeah.
But yeah, it opened up everything. And even Black Flag opened up a lot of stuff as far as the ship stuff.
Sailing and stuff.
Yeah. Like here's something new tacked on to something that we've been doing forever now. So 2 really brought that stuff into focus whenever they released that, and they never really veered off from that up until they got into Origins, because at this point 2, it started in 1, but it was even more so in 2 that you could become this killing machine, and nobody could touch you because of the way the combat system worked, and that set in. The combat system just really never took a change for the rest of the series up until Origins, when you could get attacked multiple times. It wasn't just punch, counter, kill type of situation. It was a lot of different things in aspect to combat.
Odyssey adds in a new thing with the shields, Like now, like the Athenians and the Spartans.
Didn't you had shields though?
Not to the extent of this, where you actually have like one of the perks you could get is shield breaker. Where you like if it's a smaller shield, you can actually tear their shield away.
Mm-hmm.
But the bigger shield you can't. But I mean now, almost everybody has like some kind of shield. It seems like, or the Spartan kick is just so much fun. Because Odyssey is very vertical in aspects, because Greece is a hilly area, and like you're up on a cliff, and even if there's a mercenary that's like 2 levels ahead of you, and it's tough to if you were just to fight, you get him close to that edge of the cliff, and you Spartan kick him, and he'll fall down, and gravity, and like it could kill him, and you're just like, I just did that. So it's fun.
We need to take a break, Chris. If you can hang on to the line, we're going to come back to you once we get done with the commercial break here. Going into this one, we have got music from a game called Dead Effect 2. It is the main title for Dead Effect. I have never heard of this game before, but the first one or the sequel. But this is the music from that. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music, it's all from spooky... Look, here's the thing. I went to Steam. I found the game tag called Horror. I clicked on it, and this is what I found. Does this sound like it's a scary game? Not at all.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I think about it, this is not... It is a scary game, but this is a setting that happens... Like, the comment on YouTube says... something about this was the music you were waiting for in the game, because apparently this is the peaceful time or whatever it is. This is a game called Darkwood, and the track is called Morning. So apparently you were waiting for the sun to come up, and this signified that, and you were happy to get there because I guess that meant you could rest and get ready for the next night type situation, I guess.
It seems to be the theme with all the music you were finding is basically the ones where the respite, where you can take a break.
Yeah,
the ones that are like the ones that are the songs that are most popular is the ones you can take a break in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like everyone remembers the save rooms from the Resident Evils. You know, you don't
Right.
know the trap, but you know at the instant you hear it that it's like, oh, I can.
This
rest
has
here.
a save room feel to it.
Yeah.
It could be. So, anyway, welcome back to the show. We have got, that's brought to you, of course, by Quality Comics. Sorry, Crawdad, for the pain in your gut. You can find their store on eBay. They've got a lot for sale there for you. You can also find everything that they've got at qualitycomics.com. It's comics with an X. You can go to their Facebook page, Montgomery Quality Comics. They're located right here in Montgomery on 500 Eastern Boulevard. Call them at 272-1787. If you're out of town, you can call them 1-800-548-3314. I hooked STM Fuller up with his gift certificate from when he won a couple of weeks back. So he's going to try and figure out what he wants to get with his $10 gift certificate, and they will ship it to you. You do not have to live here to enjoy the wares of Quality Comics. Sounds like an episode of Lore. Which, not to plug it, but Lore is awesome, by the way. Just search for Lore podcast and you can hear some
I've heard good things about that one.
fantastic stories. Especially for this time of the year. Let's go talk to Chris. Hey, Chris.
What's going on?
Not much. Coming down with some nastiness and just trying to stay focused for the next hour so I can get home and lose complete focus and not have to worry about anything.
Getting doped up.
I'm just,
But-
what's going on with you?
Anyway, the music that you had at the very beginning of the show, before the main show started, before the commercial break, that brought back some memories.
What was it for?
The battle music from Final Fantasy 1.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I didn't know what track that was. That was just there to kill some time because the show prior runs out before it hits the top of the hour, so we just need to cover a few minutes there at the top to get to the top of the hour. So I didn't know what
it made my day at least. But anyway,
good.
Matt,
Yes.
I had some good news for Matt. He was worried about the griefers and or butts on Fallout 76 and all.
Yes.
They're going to have private matches where you don't have to do it in public matches.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That'll help.
What I've read, there's only going to be a maximum of 24 players, and the map is going to be like 4 times the size of Fallout 4. So that may not be too much of an issue, but who really knows?
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of area to cover. You said max of 24 folks in an area that's 4 times as big as Fallout 4?
Yeah, it's only a max of 24 characters in one game or one, instance, as you would say, one game.
Yeah.
And that comes out, next month?
Yeah, next month.
Yeah. I would imagine that's not a lot of opportunities to just run into random folks that way.
Yeah.
If that's the case. I mean, unless you got fast travel and you're just hopping all over the map that way.
Yeah.
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 But if fast travel isn't an option, that's going to even lessen the chances of you.
Yeah,
running
fast
into
travel
folks.
is an option. I've seen somebody do that, when they were playing from earlier coverage and all. So,
Okay.
yeah, that sounds like it's going to be pretty fun from what I've seen of gameplay, and it's kind of looking better and better. So, as long as nobody is being butts to each other, I think everybody will enjoy it.
Yeah. And that was your biggest gripe about Fallout 76, wasn't it, Matt? The potential of people messing up your game.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
That's one of my big gripes is that my idea of Fallout's always been about the lone wanderer from the vault.
Yeah.
So if you have other vault dwellers, then that's, to me, doesn't feel Fallout-y.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be like the lone vault dweller. Mm-hmm. Set in in a post-apocalyptic world, and that's what makes it interesting. Trying to deal with like the culture shock of someone who's lived their entire life in a vault, as opposed to being out in the wasteland.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chris, we appreciate you calling in, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right. Matt, if you do decide to get it, are you going to get it on PlayStation or computer?
Oh, computer all the way.
Okay, well, I wouldn't be able to play with you unless they do cross-play, but I've already got it on PlayStation coming. But anyway, we'll talk to y'all later then.
All right, man.
All right, take care now.
All right, bye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have all my Fallouts on the PC.
And that's why you're going PC with it?
If I get it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because that's why I'm used to playing it.
Yeah.
certain games to me feel console-y. Spider-Man feels like a console game. It's that arcadey, whatever.
My issue is that I can pick is where I can get it the cheapest. Now, obviously, if it's exclusive, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
But, I pick up Hitman because I found a deal. I picked up the Hitman Season 1 because I found a deal. I picked up Tomb Raider because I found a deal.
Yes.
And it's all the PC deals. It's hardly ever on a console deal. And so that's probably where I'll go with Assassin's Creed as well.
Okay.
Weren't you trying to flesh out your collection of Assassin's Creed on PC anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Then I got these on the console, for, Origin and...
yeah, but you know what? Origins is going to hit a sale one day on PC.
Yeah, eventually.
Or it's going to be part of a Humble Pack.
That was a birthday present last year.
Yeah.
And this was, obviously, it was a birthday present.
And so you'll eventually have it on PC.
Yeah.
Still something for me with PC game. I think I've had my PC built for 3 weeks now,
mm-hmm.
and I think I've just updated Steam yesterday. It's not.
You're getting there.
It's not a PC gamer, man. I'm serious. I mean, I bought Vanquish and Bayonetta and
on PC.
On PC,
yeah.
I've yet to see how it runs on my system now.
You will.
But yeah,
you will. You'll get there.
Now we need to get you a flight stick so you can play Elite.
Me playing Elite.
I don't know that he wants to play Elite. Get him Destiny so he can play some Destiny.
Look,
I know. I don't know that he wants to go through the Destiny again.
The most flight sim I've ever done was Afterburner.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, what did we have come out this week? Call of Duty released this past week.
Yay, I guess.
Or was it last Friday it released?
I think it was last Friday.
It was last Friday.
If you're into it, have at it.
Yeah, it's
I don't think
not my jams.
No, I'm not.
I played Call of Duty 3, Black Ops 3, because they gave it free on the PlayStation,
mm-hmm.
and just a little bit of that, and I'm like, oh, yep, I'm done.
I'm waiting for this website to load.
Set on the 12th.
Now, this was posted on the 15th of this month.
It's just...
Black Ops 4 physical launch sales were the lowest Call of Duty has seen for a decade.
All right.
Digital sales improved on last year and were double on PC.
Most everyone I know, I think, got it digitally. It's just... The last Call of Duty I really enjoyed was Modern Warfare. Call of Duty 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the one where we played the demo all the time.
All the time. But then they started focusing...
stupid maps, and we played so much of them.
But then they started focusing more on the multiplayer.
Yeah.
And just basically ignored the storyline, and that's... I enjoyed the story.
Wasn't that because that's where the players
That's where everyone's going, yeah.
They're not playing it for the story, they're playing it for the multiplayer.
And that's fine. If that's where their bread and butter is, then by all means, go for that.
While it was the least as far as was it physical? The physical launch sales were the lowest. Activision announced 3-day sales of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 stand at over 500 million across both digital and retail.
Okay.
Black Ops 3, within 5 days, hit 650 million. So this has already hit 500 million within 3 days. At present, Black Ops 4 is currently tied with sales of Call of Duty World War II.
That was fun until I got to a certain level where they're just grenade spamming me.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad for that.
Both games have sold double that of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare during its launch weekend in 2016.
Yeah, that's one that just sort of came and went and nobody really talks about.
Pretty much. So,
there's
your Call of Duty news. You can tell I'm extremely excited about that. I see a few people on the Blizzard
I have friends that are playing it, but...
Let's see. Oh, God, there's so much Red Dead Redemption 2 stuff to talk about.
Yeah?
There is so much Red Dead Redemption 2.
Still talk about how much it's going to take up on your hard drive.
We got that finalized.
Okay.
Did they say if it is going to be 2 discs physical?
It is 2 discs.
That's what I figured.
On PS4?
Yeah.
Both.
2 discs. Yeah. 2 discs. Okay.
Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an ambitiously large game. I'm going to stop with the long words.
It's big.
The game launches on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on Friday. You'll want to clear at least 99 gigs of space to make room. Disc installation on a PS4 is 99. On an Xbox One, it's 107.
What I'm wondering about is, will I be able to, if I'm not online, even though I purchased it online, right, through the PlayStation Store, and I'm downloading online, will I be able to play it offline without a connection to the internet?
Oh, here's interesting. If you do the digital version on PS4,
Yes.
you need 150 gigs free.
Okay.
50 gigs are used for the installation process. Once it's done, those 50 gigs will be freed up.
Okay.
So it'll still only be using the 99. But yeah, so that's interesting.
Because, I plan on downloading it that Friday, and then, next weekend I'm going to be away out of town, and I'm taking my PlayStation with me.
Yeah.
So I could try and play it, but, if I don't have access to the internet, then will it allow me to... Because I know, with some of the other games, like the PlayStation Plus games, I think those, when I tried that before, it required a internet check to make sure that I was still good, and I couldn't have... it's like, you don't have an internet connection.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm curious about, if it'll allow me to play that.
Yeah. So
What do
folks
we
are
have
either
here?
deleting data or
half
getting
their
those,
half their game library.
yeah. So either folks are deleting data or getting one of those
I had to get a extra
portable
hard drive.
drives, external hard drives to get on
The
there.
PlayStation 4 version of Red Dead Redemption 2 ships on 2 Blu-ray discs. One of those discs is labeled Data Disc. The other one is
Install.
labeled Play Disc.
Oh, so basically
Yeah.
an install and a play disc.
Yeah.
A solution that helps explain how Rockstar is fitting 99 gigs worth of game data onto the physical version of the game. So, what else did we have? Because there was a lot. We talked about the independent game shops.
Yeah.
And was it Doug Hauser, I guess? He's the one that works or that does the stuff at Rockstar. He oversees that stuff. He got into a mess.
Oh yeah.
Well, he mentioned that the team has been working 100-hour weeks.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And that caused a kerfluffle. Because of the overtime issues. And it was around GTA 5 or something when the Wives of Rockstar released a memo
I remember that.
talking about the conditions of working for Rockstar.
We miss our husbands.
Well, I mean, it's even worse than that. It's just,
Yeah.
it's really, really hurting families.
Yeah.
I want to go where it started.
That's the problem about having a worldwide release day set like this
Yeah.
instead of when it's done or whatever, and so everyone's rushing to meet that final projection.
I want to say, yeah, but it's always been an issue for a long time because I remember, there was a video. I'm trying to remember which game it was. It was like one of the Mortal Kombat games, and it was still Midway. I think it was the last Mortal Kombat game released by Midway, and there was a video at the end of a behind-the-scenes thing, and Ed Boon was showing up at the office around 7:45 in the morning, and when he was done, it was around 9:30 at night, and this was like a daily occurrence for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can see the long hours.
And games are just getting
trying to
more
get-
complex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that was a good 10,
decade ago,
10, 15 years ago
at least.
So now it's
even worse.
ramped up.
Yeah.
The crunch kicked in at Rockstar San Diego as the studio geared up to finish Red Dead Redemption 2. 60 hours of content. Dan Houser revealed that it hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows. Employees working 100-hour weeks over the course of the year. This sparked a huge thing. He had to clarify his comments on the 100-hour weeks, telling Kotaku that it was only a handful of senior employees who worked extreme hours for just 3 weeks. After working on the game for 7 years, the senior writing team, which consists of 4 people, had, as we always do, 3 weeks of intense work when we wrapped everything up. 3 weeks, not years. We have all worked together for at least 12 years now and feel we need to get everything finished. He went on to clarify that studio employees are not expected to work this way, with additional effort being a choice. No one, senior or junior, is ever forced to work hard. I believe we go to great lengths to run a business that cares about its people and to make the company a great place for them to work. Okay. I think this is going to be even more. We're 100-hour weeks. Here's the full... The point I was trying to make in the article was related to how the narrative and dialogue in the game was crafted. Laszlo, myself, 3 weeks, not years. Yeah, that's the clarification on the whole situation with the 100-hour weeks. It's crunch, man. You're going to have that. Red Dead Redemption 2 developers speak out after Rockstar lifts social media ban. Last night, Red Dead Redemption developer Rockstar Games lifted its social media policies, telling employees they were no longer banned from speaking about their work experiences on Twitter and Facebook. Mostly positive stories are coming from the staff because, of course.
Yeah. They like having a job.
Yeah. The music department. First off, this is one of the most rewarding and least stressful projects I've worked on. I know what Epic Crunch feels like, but this was managed in such a way that I felt happy and healthy. This sounds like propaganda. Well, it does.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah,
You can't. Here's the problem.
Lay it on us.
If you're going to speak up about your job in an honest way to the public,
my job's the best thing ever, and I feel completely satisfied working there.
You're going to say stuff like that.
Yes.
And I don't necessarily know that old boy's lying. I don't know.
But there's a suspicion.
But chances are.
Yeah.
But you will never find somebody who is currently in a job. A game hasn't released yet, by the way. It still has to release, which means, dude, still got a job. He's not going to sit there and crap all over the company publicly.
Let me tell you what really goes on.
None of them are going to do that. Now, let's see you pull a Telltale situation.
Then you start getting word out.
Let's see it. Let's see you just suddenly start canning people, but left and right, and see how honest you come out then on social media once that's done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, one of the authors of the Star Wars books, Chuck Wendig, got fired from Marvel, I think, last week.
He got fired from Disney.
Marvel, Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, because, he wrote some of the books. He was working on a comic series, stuff like that. And I like how he handled it, where he's like, don't boycott, because there's other people that work there that have wonderful voices, that have, they're trying to make a living, that, telling stories, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's terrible for me, and, unfair or whatever, but don't punish them. Because, there's other people there, too.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm still trying. It's just, you're not going to get any of that stuff. You're really not going to get any kind of honest. And maybe that is honesty. Maybe the guy's saying that maybe that is for him. Everything was fine. I don't know. But I can honestly tell you that what they go home and tell their families is not the same thing that they tell publicly on social media as to how that works.
Of course not.
I guarantee you. It is not that succinct. It is not that well written, like a PR speech. I'm not buying it for a second, really. Not that I'm saying that they hate working there. I don't think they do. But when you are in crunch, you will come to loathe that place. You will come away with that with just this hatred, I think, for what you're doing. Not necessarily this passion to get it done.
You start hating humanity.
I mean, yeah. You know what?
After a certain point.
Yeah,
grumble.
Mentally, it's a thing that really kills you. And, and they're all doing it for just the release of this game. That they're putting in massive amount of hours in a certain amount of time that
which they hope is a success.
Which some people are going to knock out in no time and be done with it, and then some people are going to
years later
take Yeah, I never finished your game. I never got to see the part you worked on because I never got there.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
Or I skipped that mission you worked on because it was one of the other side stories, and so I didn't even see any of that you put so much time into.
Yeah, heck, are we still getting articles every now and then about how 20 plus years from now people are just
still
now finding some Easter eggs in
things,
some of these older classic games?
Yeah, they found an Easter egg in Hitman recently, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think sometimes the developers are like, "Hey, yeah, that's funny," because we keep a lookout for it, and no one's found it since then. I've seen a lot of the times where they take it in good strides.
Sorry.
Yeah, as opposed to like, man, y'all should have found that a long time ago.
I'm just saying there's a difference, and you can look at Telltale Game employees and you can look at Rockstar Game employees. Telltale Game employees, I don't know that they were putting in 100-hour weeks as far as crunch was concerned. I'm sure that they were, but putting in a lot of time.
They're definitely in overtime.
But they're not.
No, Telltale was.
Oh, yeah.
Because the dude said so.
That they aren't getting,
Yeah, he's like,
well, they were cut without any kind of pay. It's like, hey, you're not going to get paid for this. We got to cut you.
Yeah,
we're going to cut all of you, and
Not
you're
worth
not
your
going to
health.
receive any severance. You're not going to receive any pay for the overtime work you did. You're not going to see a paycheck ever from us again.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Right, and so they hit social media with some honesty,
Yeah.
with some truth, and I'm not saying, again, I can't say that this Rockstar guys are throwing out falsehoods. I have no idea. I really don't.
Is that
It just doesn't sound honest, though.
See, I wonder, is it honesty or is it like for Telltale? Is it honesty or is it vitriol?
It could be bitterness.
Bitter, you know.
It could also be bitterness.
Maybe somewhere in between, Rockstar and Telltale is what you would consider truth.
I mean, it could be bitterness,
Yeah.
but sometimes that's what you. The bitterness can bring out the truth more than the.
I still need a paycheckness.
I'm still getting paid by this company type of situation. So, I can't say, I really can't say one way or the other, but I think you're going to get something more honest from Telltale employees than you're going to get from Rockstar employees.
At least from
right
their
now.
perspective.
Definitely, because that's it. They won't have, and you know what? The Telltale employees still have to be careful.
Yeah.
Because if you go out there after you've been let go and you start crapping all over the place you worked for, not a lot of companies look at you favorably to say, "Hey, come work for us."
Oh, that's what he said
After
about
you
his
did
former employer?
exactly.
Yeah.
So they've
You
got
gotta
to kind of
don't burn bridges.
If you'll do that to Telltale, you might do that to us down the line.
Don't burn bridges.
Yeah.
I'd rather have an anonymous conversation with their spouses
Ah.
to say,
How did this affect your life?
tell us how they came home and,
Yeah.
and what they said and how they described the job and how you described the job living with them while they worked there and that sort of thing. You'll see a completely different painted picture. And they're also not worried about, what they say about it. It could even be anonymous to the company that they're referring to. That'd be fine too. I don't know. We've said this before in development of games, to be the fly on the wall during the meetings of how a game comes together. We talked about this with BioShock Infinite. The game we saw leading up to the game
Is
was
not what
completely
we got.
different than what we got. And I want a book released on here's how everything was supposed to go. Here's why it changed. In the same way,
Here's Uncharted 4.
here's how, again, that's another one I would love the
Or
book on.
any number of Star Wars games.
I'm thinking Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
But also, I would love to hear the stories, honest fly on the wall type stories of, or fly in the head of these stories of what these people are thinking about the company that they're working for. So, but anyway, we got to take a break. When we come back, we've got more of in-game chat here in just a minute. Another game I have not played, but I found some great music for. It's from a game called Dead Frontier 2. And did you notice the pattern here?
Dead?
Well, they all start with D's. We had Dead Frontier. Stories Untold broke the combo, but Dead Frontier. There was others, and I've totally forgotten what they all are. I shouldn't be thinking too deep here.
You're still on that stuff.
With the way that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Dead Frontier 2. The main intro is the name of this one. We'll be back with more in-game chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. This is music from the game called Vampire.
The Masquerade?
No.
Oh, the newer Vampire.
Yeah.
PYR spelling
Yeah.
at the end. Yeah, that one.
It's called The Struggle.
Struggle to spell it correctly.
Struggle is spelled correctly, yes. Brought to you, of course, by Quality Comics, located on the Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery, the South's largest vintage comic dealer. Now, Jason and Lee are all at the Gump City Con right now, but you can still go by the shop. It is still open, I believe, until 7 tonight.
Okay.
So go by there and check out the South's largest vintage comic dealer, but it's more than vintage comics. Ton of stuff there. It's all comics. They've got sports cards, they got Funko Pops, they've got
Magic cards, they got toys, action
a
figures.
lot of stuff there at Quality Comics. Go online.
Too, yeah.
Huh?
Graphic novels, figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a
Statues,
place to actually play. So if you play
Yeah.
Magic or whatever.
Yeah, they got to go. They got a in the back corner. They gotta
Yeah, you
play,
go there and you can
Magic,
play.
yeah.
Yep. QualityComics.com. Quality Comics, that is comics with an X. And also you can go to their Facebook page, Montgomery Quality Comics, again with an X. So welcome back to the show. What do we got? What do we got here? We've covered all the kind of the Red Dead stuff going on because that's going to be the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Only place I can get my Steelbook is at GameStop.
I'm sorry.
That annoys me.
Only get mail order. No, nothing. Just
I could order it, I think, from the... Well, no, I think Rockstar Warehouse is all sold out of them. But
You're not going to get the non-game version?
No. I have no desire to have that. I only really want the Steelbook.
how did that become a thing? The non-game version.
We talked about... Well, we didn't talk about it. I have it in here. There was a... where's it at? Did I not save it? Yeah, the Platinum Edition of Fallout 76 is $115. Does not come with the game.
I'm sorry. You said what?
The Platinum Edition of Fallout 76 is $115. Does not come with the game. It contains everything you'd ever want.
Except the game.
Like the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that platinum off of there. That ain't platinum.
No.
It does have lots of Fallout 7. Let's see. There's a collector's case, a numbered concept art print.
What's the point of having a collector's case without any game to put it in?
3 64-page mini journals for you to take notes in. That's a lot of blank paper, it says. Some postcards, a double-sided map poster.
Is it cloth?
No.
Oh, jeez. You're selling me on this, man. You're selling me.
The way they've written it, this comes from PC Gamer. A double-sided map poster, perfect for hanging on a transparent wall so you can see both sides. And a collector's edition.
Stop.
Yeah.
Say it again.
It's a double-sided map poster, perfect for hanging on a transparent wall. Well, yeah, because if you hang
put
it
it on
up,
one side, you can't see
see
the
the
back.
other side.
So you got to choose.
Yeah.
Put it on your front door window.
And a collector's edition Prima guide, both physical and digital versions of that. But yeah.
Are you sold, Matt?
I think, man, I
wanna
was
pick it
on
up?
the fence about 76, but this might be the version for me to get.
Yeah, not the lack of a cloth.
Oh.
Lack of cloth is a deal killer for me. I could.
They brought this up because they said it's pretty clear on Bethesda's site that you do not get the game, but the Amazon listing, where it's discounted a few bucks, is a little bit more difficult to find out that it doesn't come with the game.
Oh, that's going to make a lot of people upset.
Could
Living.
be. Yeah.
What was the first one to start this off? Was it a Call of Duty game?
I think so.
May have been. I don't know.
Was it the one with the refrigerator?
I think.
Yeah, the mini fridge. I think.
Yeah, but then you're just...
I think they did it even before then.
Oh, really?
I
think
can't
so.
recall. I can't recall which game it did. Which game did that though?
But then you're also, getting a mini fridge is actually practical because then you have a mini fridge. A two-sided map that you can't see the backside.
That you need a transparent wall for, apparently.
Yeah, that's not really that practical. At least the Red Dead Redemption one comes with a bandana. You could wear that when you go rob someone for their game. Not that I advocate doing such things.
We know.
What else do we have? Hitman 2 gets an elusive
Yes.
target.
Oh, yes, Sean Bean.
Yeah.
The unkillable, well, maybe the killable, I don't know. Because they released a video for it. And he talked about, like, oh, yeah, they tried to kill me all these times. And that's funny because it's Sean Bean, and he always dies, But there he is. He's an elusive target. And they had it on the video where you could choose, which way. Like, they had 3 options of either like an explodey pin, a toy bomb, or garrote wire and headphones. And I'm guessing if enough people, what they vote on, that'll be a weapon in the game. So I chose the explodey pin.
Legal Migraine says you could quit wasting money on pointless steelbooks. Buddy, I know.
I mean...
No. He's absolutely right.
You could, but why? That's,
He is absolutely right, because I look at my collection, the way it's growing now, and I'm like, why did I start doing this?
Because you feel like it.
What was I going to do with these? Because I haven't done anything with them yet, other than they just sitting, they're sitting on shelves and boxes and things, and they're great. But
they're a collection. What you supposed?
They
what do you
are,
think do
but
with it? You're supposed to put them on display and admire them.
Like I understand that they're collections and that sort of thing, and I'm into the collecting
sort
of
thing. That's what
thing.
you enjoy,
It is, but the more that I think about it, the more I really start looking at this objectively and saying, I'm not really doing anything with these. So I might even cut back even more on these things and just really limit it to something like, that's really good looking, I'm going to get that, rather than, oh, it's got a steelbook, I need to pick it up, which is really where I'm at the moment.
But
I thought
not
you were
always.
doing that already.
Huh?
I thought you were doing that already.
Yeah.
Because I think
there's steelbooks you passed
You said
on.
in the past you've passed up on steelbooks because they didn't have a good look.
I have. And lately there's been some that have really good looks, but they're still, what's the word? What's the one that I did pass on? I passed on a couple of Jurassic Parks because I've already got the movies. Mm-hmm. I've already got them. I don't need another set of those things.
Yeah.
And they're there. I passed on Predator, the original.
Okay.
Even though it was cheap, I still passed on it because I didn't like the way it looked.
Fair enough.
Wasn't it the one with a dull gunmetal gray with a
Yeah,
silver
it is
outline?
really, yeah, it's not...
There was no effort put in that one.
It's not the best, and I feel like it could be better, but I also hear that this other Predator movie is crap, so...
I haven't heard good things about it.
I don't necessarily know that I'll be picking that up either when it gets a steelbook. But, like, I went in Friday on the way back home, I stopped by Best Buy because I needed to pick up Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh, is that out?
That's out?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, and steelbook
saw that.
form.
I need to watch it.
Yeah,
Same
so I got the steelbook of that, but also while I was in there, Hotel Transylvania 3 was out, and it had a steelbook. And I was like, "Ooh, well, I like animation. I'm going to always get those." And I've already got the other. I've already got the other two. So that was there, and then the first Purge was also out. And I don't mean the first Purge movie. The name of the movie is the first Purge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they had reissued all the other Purges as well in steelbooks.
Purge Eye?
Purges. Yeah.
They need a...
Those were all cheaper, by the way. They were lower in price than that one. So,
I haven't seen any of those movies.
I was looking up. But, there's still some that I'll skip. But last night it felt like I was just buying them because there were steelbooks there.
I will tell you that if they ever do a steelbook of the Star Wars Holiday Special, I will buy that.
I don't think they'll ever
No, they won't.
do a steelbook. And if they do,
Oh my
the
gosh, that would
steelbooks
be
that they've done so
awesome.
far have been horrible outside of...
That would be even better if it was like so horrible, because that would be so in tune. Or like
so bad you have to pick it up.
Oh yeah, so bad.
Yeah, some movies are like that, so bad that they really stand out.
As much as looking at me, I like Star Wars. That's one of those things like I could never, in good conscience, recommend anyone watching the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yet I saw the picture from the Boba Fett film, The Mandalorian.
Yes,
And they're using
the
rifle
gun from I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it many times, and like it's one of those things. Like if you are inebriated, then okay, go for it. But it is bad. They have some challenge coins. I saw on the Garrison that in the 501st Legion where it has B. Arthur on one side from her character Alkmina, and I'm like, I kind of want a B. Arthur coin. Just that's awesome.
B. Arthur alone is reason to get that.
I know.
That's really nice. That's good.
See, now you want the coin now, don't you?
I do.
I kind of want the coin
Scott,
too.
no, you
Yeah,
want
I
the
kind of
coin
want the
too.
coin.
On the front, it's the Mos Eisley Cantina, and it looks like Hard Rock Cafe.
The front, that side don't matter.
but the other back, it's
B. Arthur's the
picture
side
of B.
that matters.
Arthur, and it just says, Holiday Special Alkmina. And I'm just like, you sold me on B. Arthur.
Now the coin is desirable. There you go.
Yes.
I'm looking up B. Arthur Coyne on.
I have to figure out where I saw that. But yeah, it was.
Good Lord! None of this comes from Star Wars, by the way.
No. I'll find it and I'll show it to you.
I'm trying to think of some other movies that are just so bad that they just stand out that they will always be a part of your memory for the rest of time.
For terribleness.
Yeah, so bad it'll stick in your mind forever.
You know, I know I've seen bad movies because I've seen bad movies.
Yeah,
I kind of like bad movies, but at this point, I'm kind of drawing a blank. Maybe rightfully.
I'm thinking Street Fighter the movie.
Oh,
but the movie itself was terrible. But Raul Julia's performance as M. Bison was great. Yeah,
I used that. When I was doing random facts earlier this week. I used that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did that because he took the role because his kids
loved
the game so much.
Yeah. And it was his last role, though. Yeah.
While the movie is completely crapped on, his performance is praised.
Yeah. It was his last role too, wasn't it?
All right, so there's the front. So it looks like Mos Eisley Cantina. You know, it looks like Hard Rock Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to Mina with B. Arthur.
That's funny.
There you go.
That's funny.
I love that because B. Arthur was my favorite Golden Girl.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the only thing coming out this week is going to be Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, there's probably other things.
I feel bad for anyone trying to release something against that.
I'm trying to see that. I'm looking at the list now. Let's see. Castlevania Requiem on the PS4. Let's see. My Hero One's Justice.
How many times do I need to own Symphony of the Night?
You know, for the anime crowd, My Hero One's Justice might be a good mover.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing much comes before that. This 25th, Disaster Report 4 Plus. I might look into that one.
I might pick up the digital version of Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
I don't. It's just, there's only one. Like if I was able to get it, if I was able to get the steelbook from somewhere else, I might do it. But I can only get that from GameStop, and I don't know that I want to do that. I may go digital. I don't know.
So, are you planning on playing Hitman 2 at all? Or
I mean, I bought it.
you bought the first one.
I bought the first one, and I played it. But, I really wish I had done the episodic thing. Hopefully, they've got a way that Hitman 2 can really keep me going with that. Instead of just having everything there for you to do, and once you're done, you can move on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you need to attempt this level in 3 different ways, and then you can move on to the next one, or something like that. Something to keep me engaged. Otherwise, it's just going to kill, move. And then when I'm at the end...
But since you had the first one, you could go back and play the first one.
Yeah.
Using the Hitman 2-ness.
Yeah, and I have... but I picked it up for like $23.
I know.
So it's a really great deal.
And it comes with all the season pass too, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
See, I didn't even get that.
Yeah, it is everything for $23 because it was a price error.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty good there. So
I cannot rave enough of. I mean,
when does
really
that hit? When does that come out?
The 13th, I would think it is November 13th.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with Hitman 1, the 2016 Hitman. I really did.
Smash Brothers comes out next month too, I think.
Oh yeah. There was something.
Yes, random. There is multiplayer in the new Hitman, but
yes.
It's
Ghost mode.
It's Ghost mode. It's basically you.
And I think there's a sniper mode too, with because they have the 2 new characters that they introduced in the Sniper Assassin Challenge thing, I believe.
But it's not multiplayer like 4v4 or 6v6 or something like that. It's 1v1, and you're not trying to take out the other assassin. You are
both going after the same target.
Both are going after the same target, and things you do on your map can affect the things on his map or on the opponent's
and
map,
versa.
And the same way. So if you get to a chest first, then the other player is locked out of that chest and can't get to it. If you
could go in run and gun and try and get out there, and then that'll put the time limit. Like, oh my gosh, I have a certain time to take the target out. Yeah, it sounds challenging and interesting.
It'd be interesting, yeah. So
there's another game coming out in November that I think had my interest, and I'm trying to remember what.
Fallout's in November.
Yeah, okay. I think that's what it was.
Was it?
I'm starting to. I don't know. I'm curious about.
Is there a Battlefield? There is a Battlefield this year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Battlefield 5?
I think it would be 5.
Or is it?
Yeah. Wait. No, wait.
It's Battlefield V.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
I think it says the 20th of November for that one.
I'm hardly interested in anything coming out in November, really.
Hitman.
Let's see, Diablo 3.
Again,
Yeah.
it was a price error, so I was like, I'm on it. You know, I'm glad it's there. I'm glad I got it, and I'm glad I got it for the price. But
Yes.
Tetris Effect.
no.
I actually am. I like Tetris, and
Tetris
that
Effect.
one
That's on the 9th.
it's PSVR capable.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, I saw a video where like Tetris Master was playing it in VR, and he was even doing better in the VR than he was non-VR.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see, Hitman 2 on the 13th, Fallout 76.
When's that?
The 14th, November.
Really? The day after Hitman 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
If
Never
this,
mind
if
then.
this list is accurate, that is, yeah.
Never mind then. I know which one. Out of the two, it pains me kind of say
Don't
that.
you play Farming Simulator?
Man, I agree, Random Man. As much as I love Fallout, I don't know.
Darksiders 3 for the hack and slash aficionado, November 27th.
I heard, what is Dead Souls? Is it Dead Souls or Dark Souls coming out for the Switch?
It's Dead Souls.
Dead Souls.
Dark Souls.
Dark
Souls.
Souls Remastered.
Dark Souls.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was
something.
nowhere close, but somewhat close.
What's with this?
And we don't have
came out on the 19th. Same with Soul Calibur 6. It was on Nintendo Switch. Dark Souls Remastered.
and we don't have a list yet for the PlayStation Plus, do we? Not yet.
Not yet.
No,
November?
No.
All right.
We got a hint at it, but and I think it was Bulletstorm. Or not Bulletstorm.
Yeah, Bulletstorm.
Yeah. So, anyway, we got to run. Thanks, everybody, for joining us in the chat room and everybody listening to the stream. I'm going to make this real quick. Subscribe to our YouTube. Subscribe to our Twitch. Find us on Discord. Find us on PlayStation. Enjoy the show. Thank you for showing up.
Come play Elite with me.
We'll see you next Saturday. Music from a game called We Were Here Too, and the track on this one is called No Way Back. We'll see you next Saturday. I hope I'm going to be a whole lot better than what I was today. So thanks for indulging us, and we'll be back next week.